name is Ria Sampillo. Welcome. I'm one of the co-organizers for Starry Nite Arts Fest.
Hello everyone, my name is Trisha Morales and I'm also one of the co-organizers for Starry Nite Arts Fest. Our mission and vision is to highlight and celebrate the diversity of AAPI artists, culture, and community, and to share the untold AAPI experience for the greater Houston metropolitan area through a shared AAPI community space. Y'all, we have an amazing lineup. Ria, please share that with everyone.
Sure. Thank you so much for tuning in throughout the whole week if you are able to, but we do have closing weekend coming up. On December 18th, we are giving space for unheard voices. On December 19th, we do have Giving Yourself Time to Heal. But before that, we do have a short documentary film called Fighting for Family by Lan Win. Please check out that short documentary film. It's wonderful. You can find it on our website, sign up. Also, last but not least, we have December 20th, and we'll be featuring our PBS film, Asian Americans, and that will be from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. So,
yes, all of this amazing programming is on our website, so please check out our website, starryniteartsfest.com. We have vendors, we have promotions, we have film, we have workshops, and we have amazing live streams. Thank you again, and we'll see you there.
Hi everyone, my name is Amy, and I would like to introduce a little bit about the class for tonight. So it's gonna be flow, mini flow. So I will demoing and teaching the class. There's gonna be a short class, and if you would like to have full class, then the contact, and then we will have full class for you, either on the live. And I have the background that I practice since 2009, and the yoga is really tuning for me. I would know this is helping me not only physically, but in mentally deeper into the mind. So. Yes, so if you have not get your mat ready, and go ahead and lay out your mat, and you can choosing the blocks, either one block or two blocks. Just in case we need the block for tonight. Otherwise, I will give you about a couple of minutes to set up the mat down, and we start the class. Okay, let's please come onto your shin, knee, and you bring your toe back toward the behind the mat. Right here you have, if you have the block, then place your block down between the heel, ankles, and then gently sit back onto the block. Now you can find a sitting bone to on top the block. You can feel like helping the reason we use the block for helping the spine sitting taller, more neutral. If you without the block, sometimes we sitting down and round lower back, and you could fun line kind of shorten. If you are this way, then come to your shin and slide the block between the ankles, and then maybe you squeeze the inner thigh together, and you're sitting tall. Okay, roll the shoulder back, hand on top of the thigh, deep breath in, and deep breath out, and deep breath in. And 70% only. You don't have to empty your lung at all. Exhale out either mouth or your nose. Let's do a few more with that breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and out. In and out. And scan the toes, ankles, knees, and hip. And as well, if you notice your shoulders drawing up, just go ahead and bring the shoulder back, down, and away from each other. Just they lift. On the ground, you're reaching tall to the ceiling while your neck neutral. Relax your tongue. And go ahead to soften the eyes or open your eye. Look anywhere in front of the mat. And start to slide your hand along on top of the thigh. Up and down for a feel as you are feeling into 10 tip of the toe on top of the mat. And soften to the elbows. Jet lift, soften to the belly. And go ahead and lean to your shin and move your block away. So from here, you can sit back. If too much still on top of the ankle, then you can curl back toe tuck under. So this way you can do toe stand sitting and send the heel back between your hip back between the heel. You can sit tall with this way. If too much into your toes, come with your hand, untuck the toe and send the hip back. Sitting tall. One more breath here. And then inhale, arm out and up. Keep the shoulder down. Your hand either out wider than the shoulder or narrows. If it's narrow together, you can feel too much in the shoulder and your hand out wide. Soften to the elbows, jet lift. And then bring your right hand down to the right side, anywhere to the right side, and lift your left hand high, looking up. And then when you exhale, soften to the right elbows and side bend. Keep the left hip down, lift and reach. And from here, gently switch side. Left hand down, soften to the left elbows, and bring your right hand all the way up. And when you exhale, side bend deeper. Keep the right hip down toward the right heel. And inhale, slowly circle the right hand all the way in front of the mat. And press your hand down, and this time bring that down to the elbows. Hugs opposite elbows, and walk your elbow forward until your hip lifted above the knee. One more breath, inhale, lift the chest up. When you exhale, go ahead and bring the forehead down. Maybe your chest come down toward the mat. And this one, a puppy pose, which is right here, helping your lower back. So if you have a lower back pain, sometimes this one really helps and you don't have to come to child pose at all. You can lean your head to one side and then you can feel to your neck muscles. And then go ahead and gently press the forearm and turn and switch side, left ear down. Stay low. One more full breath. And breath to your forearm, breath to elbows, lift your heart, lift your chin, release your hand, come all the way to all four. This time, walk your knee a little bit toward the middle of the mat, and then your hand walk back a little. So this way, before the class start, let's go into the wrist. So shifting back and forth. And keep going with that. Your thumb can be touched or get close. If it's too much for you, you can walk your hand a bit closer to your knee as well. So feel free. The right here only warm up. So not forcing yourself, you only listen to your body. If you wonder about the breath, as long as you breathe. And go ahead and turn your finger toward the edge. Outside the right side, left finger toward the left side. And then the heel of your hand almost touch, maybe touch. And keep your arm straight. And press the shoulder away from each other. And then time to shift side by side. And finger toward the knee, press down the heel of your hand down. And that time you can be either send the hip back and press the heel of the hand down. Or you can very gently bend to the elbows and lift the heel of the hand off. So then this time it's up to you. Let's do a few more. And very gently Walk your hand a little bit further out in front of the knee, and then lift the right palm facing up, the back of the right hand resting down. Now you can do wiggle the fingers. So we do a lot of flexion into the wrist, so that time we have to do, extension, and then the flexion will really help into the wrist. And then another one that you can straight your hand, and then you bend to the elbow, almost tap toward the floor mat, and straight your arm and make the fits. So however, let's do 2 more. And we switch side. Leave your left palm, press here, feel breath. Your eye elbow going forward or back, doesn't matter. Just press the back hand down. And then protract the shoulder, bend to the elbow a little, maybe wiggle the fingers, and tap almost the elbow touch, maybe over. And let's do 5. 3 more. And that's it. And go ahead and walk your hand back slowly toward the knee, and then send the hip gently on top of the heel. And then walk your hand on top of the thigh. Now, normally I would say before the class start, I like to having the chest more opened and lifting the chest. A lot of time that we living, like eating, drinking coffee or tea, or in the office, or even we're driving. Sometimes we just folding our shoulder in and over, attention and open into the back, but we didn't have a chance to open our chest in the front chest. That's the way sometimes we on the twist, we have difficulty. And this way, really helping into the open the chest really wide, and then bring the shoulder down and away from each other. So that way you can feeling sitting tall, neutral on the spine without like if you tuck the tailbone, or you can still tuck the tailbone that really much shorten the front line. You want to really neutral onto the spine, not over exaggerate into the hip back, and then your lower back really dump into the heavy weight into your lower back. So really want to feel neutral on the spine. Okay. And okay, let's come into the all four. And press your hand. Your hand don't have to be like so wide, but press into the shoulder above the wrist. And the hand not too wide, not too narrow like this way. It's hard for us to find the balance. So you want your hand stronger by spread your finger naturally, but not forcing at all, but feeling that you can feel comfortable with your hand. And then grip into the fingers. Imagination you want to pull the mat toward the palm of your hand. And while your shoulder away from each other, and protract the shoulder. And release. Let's do one more. Grip all 10 fingers. And release. All right. Press to the knee, flex the toe, and then press the ball of the feet down. And with this way, very gently, send the hip back toward really between the heel. And without forcing at all or lifting, you're feeling that your hand already firm down to the mat, and then your head can be not hanging heavy right here, it's too much into the spine or lift over too much. You can feel that your neck very neutral, and shifting back and forward for a feel. This time to feel like there's a hip before we lift into downward facing dog. And from here, press the knee over and keep the knee bend, soften to the elbow a little, and then bring your hip all the way up. And then send the hip back. Keep your neck neutral. And then you can feel your feet. Separate the feet at the hip width. And or maybe it's too much for you, the heel down. You can press with the ball of the feet and the heel a little bit over. That is okay as well. If too much your back, your leg, bend to the knee a little. And then straight press your hand. 2 deep breath here. And very gently soften the hands, soften the elbows, and bend to the knee, look between the hand. And very gently inhale, lift the right leg up, 3-legged dog. Continue to reach your right leg all the way up until you can't go any more further. And lift the left heel a little bit up and bend to the left knee a little. And reach the right heel higher. Without lifting the shoulder at all, just feeling the chest parallel to the floor. And when you exhale, bring the right knee to the right elbows or right knee to right armpit. And shift all the way in front, almost like a plank, but then your straight arm. And inhale, right leg lift back, reach back. And one more breath, inhale. And this time you step your right foot forward, right next to the right thumb. And inhale, right here, lengthened. The ground jet reaching forward, the jet lift, and breath of the front heel, stay strong. One more breath here. And very gently bring the back knee down onto the floor. Kneeling lunge right here. And from here, reach, press at the front heel, reach the both arm up high. And again, do not squeeze the shoulder into the ear. Very relaxed, bring the shoulder away from the ear. And then away from each other. Your hand can be wider, or you can bring your hand together if you feel comfortable here. And one more breath. Inhale, lengthen. And when you exhale, extend your arm down, either side of the front foot. And then fold. Very gently straight your front leg. And inhale, press your hand, right knee bend. And the jet lift, reaching forward. And when you exhale, straight your front leg. This time you lift the front toe. Half Hanuman right here, or half split, so you don't sink the hip down. It's too much into your hamstring right here. Lift the hip high. And almost you can feel the hip stay above of the back knee. And then you lift the chest. If you feel comfortable and less, then you can fold in. And press the right foot down and lift the back knee off. And this time right here, press your hand round upper back. If too much for you, you can shorten back leg a little. And then from here, press your hand and round upper back. And you step the right foot back to downward facing dog. And then round your spine a little and come back up. Hang out here, either stay downward facing dog to feel in the spine and prepare for left side. So press your hand, maybe adjust your hand a little, maybe your both heel can be lift, knee bend. And inhale, left leg lift. And the right heel off and right knee a little bend and reach the left heel higher. And when you exhale, left knee to left elbows or left armpit, up to you, keep your hand straight. And then inhale, bring your left leg back. One more breath here. And then you exhale, step the left foot forward. And you stay low. Heart lift. And the ground you're reaching forward, back knee down. Press the front heel, lift the hip. Inhale, kneeling crescent lunge. Both hand lift to the navel in. One more breath. And when you exhale, bring both hands down, straight your front leg. And send the hip gently back. Press the front heel down, front toe down. And inhale, left knee bend. And when you exhale, straight your left leg. This time you lift the left toe. Send the hip gently back. Half Hanuman right here, inhale, half lift. And exhale, you fold a little bit deeper. And release your both hand down. And inhale, left knee bend. And then you lift the back knee off. You can touch your hand, come to the fingers. If you feel this is there, then come for it. And this way you can feel press. And then breath into the back of the ball foot. And lift round upper back, slide your left foot back. Downward facing dog. And bend to the knee, look between the hand. And when you exhale, maybe tippy toe. Walk your feet all the way in front of the mat. Continue to press your hand down, straight. Walk slowly. One more step maybe. And then release. Inhale, halfway lift. You extend your hand forward, and then you can lift your heart right here. Or you can walk your hand in front of the shin and pressing down. And if you have the block, they can use the block to come into, this is the lowest, medium, mid-high, and then really high. So really, the block is not for beginner. The block is just helping you for alignment and into your practice. So I can feel that the block even harder. So you can use it either to helping yourself in the practice, but don't think I'm weak or anything. It's just part of the practice of helping our practice go deeper. When you exhale, forward fold. Keep the feet at the hip width, which is the 2 feet, and you can squeeze right here. It's option 1, or option 2, you can slide the block. So in the long run, when you practice, you can feel there's a measure of the eyeball measure, and you can see this is at the hip width. If the big toe touch at your practice, and feel free to do so, gently separate the heel apart. So I would do hip apart to much better into the forward fold. And from here, soften to the knees and the hip back. And bring your hand forward and rise up. And when you exhale, bring your hand down at the heart center. And deep breath in here. Roll the shoulder back and away from each other. You can lift the toe, like almost you're falling back, so that way you're not leaning too much forward, or you extending into your tailbone or tuck the tailbone. Very neutral, pressing your feet, and you can feel your legs strong and turn on the quad, and you feel hip above the heel and the shoulder above the hip. While your neck not over, tension back, or tucking too much in, you feel very neutral, that no wrinkles, front and back, and bring your palm at heart center. One more breath. And then one more inhale here, extend your arm over the head. Maybe you can feel your hand out, or you bring your palm together and press your strong leg, lean back, open the chest only. If too much right here, you can open your hand out. So up to you, you can feel how you can feel good. If your hand is wider, it's not wrong or right to feel how you feel good. And then when you exhale, forward fold, send the hip back. And then inhale, halfway lift. And then when you exhale, press your hand, very gently step back to downward facing dog. And from here, adjust your hand and feel your knee, send the hips stay high. When you inhale, roll the spine from your lower back, mid back, upper back. Then send it back. Going slow. And this time you can walk your hand a little bit wider if you have the space, or don't have enough space. Then you have the space before you do chaturanga. So that way, pressing your hand and breathing in and out here. Soften to the both knee. And then this time you can roll. Inhale, keep rolling. All the way to high plank. And when you exhale, press the ball of the feet, straight your arm, but then this time you lower the hip down. And when inhale, upward facing dog here. You can feel your chest lift, bring the shoulder back, stay on the ball of the feet. Your neck neutrals. When you exhale, keep your hand straight or bend your elbow a little. Soften to the knee, press, and send the hip high. Exhale, downward facing dog. And this time you can move the block a little bit out, and then we start to flow. Let's do a little more on the chest opening, so come down with the knee. And then you can walk your hand back, and your hand can either stay here, and if you have the block, then the block really help to elevate the hand higher, or however you can feel comfortable. Come into the fingers and send the hip between the heel. You can stay here, or your finger can onto the toes. I would come to the fingers and then time a little bit further back into the toes. Like pat the toe a little, press the shin down, and this time roll the shoulder back, arch the chest. And lower the chin down toward the collarbone. And very gently release your hand, circle the arm all the way in front of the mat, and find your way downward facing dog. And again, your heel don't have to be down at all. You can lift and bend to the knee a little. And soften to the elbow a little. And then this time press your hand, circle the elbow toward each other and drape your arm. So very gently, left leg heavy, inhale, right leg lift. And then very softly, bend to the top knee. And then bring your right leg toward the left. Maybe you look to the left side. And very gently bring the right knee over to the left elbow. And pivot the left foot down. Gently bend both knees. And then you bring your left hand up while the right hand stays strong. And then extend, send the hip back. And extend your right leg out. And maybe it happened there. Then you can bring your left arm over the head, maybe resting. A little bit down, bring the right foot down, a little bit until you can feel your hip feel comfortable. Press and straight your left leg. Wild thing. And very slowly bend to the knee, send the hip back, and then lift your right foot up. And circle the left hand down. Bring the right foot all the way up, three-legged dog. And when you're ready, exhale, right foot step through. Stay run a lunge here. Lift your heart. One breath or two. And turn your left heel flat. You can stay here for one more breath. Then send the weight more into the front foot. Right knee above the right heel. And then warrior two. Bring the left hand back. And the right hand forward. Is it you drape your right leg? Feel free to do so. When you're ready, bring the knee above the right heel. Sometimes we turn the knee in. This, because inner thigh is so strong, we want to turn and you can use your hand and bring your right knee toward the hand. So that way you can turn on outside of your leg, stay stronger. And the back leg almost foundation, but this is how the driving into here, into warrior two, and extend your arm. If you wonder your palm facing up or down, it's up to you. Palm facing up, something happened into your shoulder. Palm facing down, what happening? So what you feel into your body. And one more breath, lift the chest, inhale. And when you exhale, extend, bring your hand back, soften to the elbows. And this time, lift the chest, inhale. Instead of, you can go like a humble warrior. I would stay the back like that is, but we do one time only the tap. So left right shoulder onto the right thigh as you exhale. You can gazing down or you gazing up. And inhale, rising up. And stay here. Turn your back heel off. Keep the leg as is. And soften to the back knee a little. And prepare for warrior three. Squeeze your blade together, adjust your hand. Reaching back. And very softly find the bounce. So you can drag your leg or you fly. Okay, keep going with that. And keep going, warrior three. Interlace the fingers. Soften to the right knee. And extend your left leg back. One more breath here. And rising up. Keep the right leg and draw the left knee to chest. Hold it here. Very softly, open the left knee to the left side and you flex the left toe. Send the hip back, bend to the right knee. Left ankle on top of the right thigh. And send the hip back, squat down. One-legged chair right here. Keep your arm at it. One more breath, inhale. And when you exhale, fold. And when you inhale, right here, bring the hand at heart center. Squat the hip back. And that time, bring the right hand, hold on to the left foot, and then you can hook your left elbow on top toward the left sole of the foot, and then bring your hand at the prayer. And the right hand on the right way and right hip, left hand hold on to the left heel, and keep the right leg to rising up. And you can stay with that left knee bend all the way. Kick the left heel onto the left hand, open out, up, and lift. Engaging anywhere in front of you and focus only your breath. Open more if you would like, or feel into your body. And very gently come back up to center. Keep the knee bend, or you keep your left leg straight. And bring both hands lift up. Stay here. One more breath. Stop to the right knee. Left knee also gently bend. And thread your left leg all the way back. Reach both hands forward. Go on slow. Flex the left toes. And then turn your left foot flat. And then this time bend to the left knee. Lift the right toe. And then you can squat down. Your hand at the heart center. Maybe your heel can be lifted, but that's okay, you can stay here. At home, if you want more, then you slide the blanket or any block underneath of the heel and you come to toe stand with this, or your hip more open, then you squat down. And lift the chest. Sometimes we round it. Don't do that. Lift the heel up, then you sit tall. With this, I will walk down and reach the torso forward, left hand outside, and then I lift the right hand up, a little bit right here to repair for the bind. And if you can feel the left shoulder easy toward the left knee, then hook it in, internal into the left shoulder, and wrap, bend into the right left elbow, and reach your right hand back. And open the chest, look up or down. Then this time right here, bend to the right knee, release your both hand, walk slowly in front of your mat, left hand down, turn your back heel off, right knee above the right ankles, easy twist. Lift your left shoulder away from the left ear, strong bottom left hand, breathe. And let you two more on the shoulder, right hand back, right hand down, right hand up, forward. One more. This is shoulder, so you're not forcing at all. And then very gently repair for side plank. So breath and bottom hand stay strong. Grip into the fingers if it's there. And then you pivot the left foot, the outside left foot, and then turn 10 toes towards the same directions. This way, keep the right knee bend, send the hip back, maybe both knee bend. And then very gently bring your right hand over the head maybe, and then keep the right knee bend. Very gently extend it. Slowly, reaching back. And release your the right foot down behind your left. Maybe about knee bend. And then you gently lift, straight leg, lift the hip high, and come straight to flip your toe. And circle slowly. Bring your right hand down slowly, and then chaturanga. High plank, lower push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, down dog. 2 breaths here. Adjust your hands. Sometimes we're moving around. to make sure you can find the foundations. Breathe in and out. One more breath. And gently in both knee, send the chest toward the thigh, and inhale, left leg lift. And very gently lift, reach a little bit more until you can't go any more further. Straight hand and bend to the left knee, and then bring your left foot toward the right side. Maybe you look to the right side. And very gently bring it back into three-legged dog. My speakers is broken down, but it's okay. You keep going with that. I'm sorry you have to hold a little bit longer on that three-legged dog, but let's see. All right. And then from here, lift over and you bring it back. And this time left knee toward the right and pivot, soften the both knee and press to the ball of the foot, and then you bring the right heel down, and this time send the hip back. And your right hand can lift and extend your left leg over. Maybe both knee bends and the hip a little bit more back. And when you find a sweet spot, and landing the left foot down. And the bottom hands gently, use the both knee, and when you're ready, you can straight both leg. You can go in wild thing. And very gently, circle the back, and circle the right hand down first. Lift the left foot, very gently, right hand down, left leg lift, three-legged dog. And then step the left foot forward. Stay here for a moment. And inhale and exhale, run a lunge. Both hands can be down. One more breath. Turn your back heel flat and prepare for warrior two. Left knee above left heel. Press to the back foot a little and bring the right hand back, left hand forward, warrior two. So if you have not seen me in behind, this time you can see left side. Roll the shoulder back, reach. One more breath. Inhale, lengthen, lift the chest. Exhale, bring your hand below at lower back, soften to the elbow a little. It's okay to shoulder a little bit more forward, but when you inhale, you can extend your arm and bring the shoulder blade together and open more into the front chest. One more inhale. When you exhale, left shoulder on top of the left thigh or left knee, and then reach your hand back. You can feel free to turn your head, but only from here. You listen to your body. Either you look down or you look up. And one more breath. Inhale, rise up. And turn your back heel off. Adjust your back, like maybe shorten. If you have a right side earlier, then we learn, right? And open the chest. Softly into the back knee. Left leg stay strong. Warrior three, keep the hand at ease. Lifting up, keep the left knee bent. And extend your right leg back. So you're not over pressed the knee joint. One more breath. And then very gently lower your right foot without touching the mat. And bring the right knee bend. Flex the right toe. Your hand at ease. Open the right knee to the right side. Flex the right foot, right toe. And send the hip back. And then bring the right ankle on top of the left thigh, left knee. Send the hip back. Inhale, lift the chest. When you exhale, fall down. And then this time, release your hand, bring the hand at heart center. Exhale, stay. Inhale, lengthen, press your hands together. And when you exhale, twist, right elbow toward into the right sole of the foot. You can use your left hand to hold and hook it deeper into the right shoulder, toward and right sole of the foot, and then you can look down. Find it stable. And release your left hand onto the left weight. Right hand onto the right heel. And you can stay here for a moment. When you're ready, you the left leg come straight. Keep the right knee bent and right knee open the right side. Soften to the right elbows. Left hand stay, or you throw left hand up. Soften to the left knee a little. When you're ready, you can choose to stay here, more hip open, that kick your right heel onto the right hand, and then you bring the right leg toward the right side, and open the hip, and breathe here. I know the left ankles, you can feel right there, the left leg burning. Keep the right leg as is, and then bring your hand up over the head. Soften to the left knee, soften to the right knee, and thread your right foot back. Very gently squat down a little bit, send the hip back, and then you extend your right leg, flex the right toe. Kandasana, which is side lunge to the back, so right knee bend. You keep the hips, they lifted. Keep the left leg as is, and you can bring it out here on the prayer. Right here stay. If your hip feel good, squat a little bit down, lift your left toe, and you can stay here. And inhale and exhale. One more breath. And when you open the right knee a little bit wider and thread your torso between, and then you bring your right hand outside toward the right side and lift your left hand high. You can stay here. Option 2, wrap and bind. Right armpit toward the right shin, wrap around. You can hold down to bind, or you have a towel, then hold on to the towel. And you lift, open your heart, and lift and breathe. Shoulder open, breathe more. And very gently release your both hand. And your left toe already pointing up, and this time very gently bend into the left knee. And maybe you can walk your hand slowly all the way to front of your mat. You can stay, turn your back heel off. Very gently right hand down and circle the left hand up. Easy twist. Keep the hips stay lifted. If too much in back knee, you can bring the back knee down and then stay here. Easy twist as well. So often we always listen to our body. You can change the posture, but you're still doing yoga. You don't have to do as everyone else do, because their body different with us, right? Bring your left hand back. This time I will lift the back knee and circle left hand down. So using only warm up into the shoulder. And one more. My right hand already strong right here, pressing down. And then I pivot the outer of my right foot. And then I slide your left. Maybe I wrap the big toes and lift up. And right here, bend both knee, send the hip back. If it's there for you, then you can use this leg to lift, reach, and gazing down. Open more into the hip. Send the hip forward. Very gently, slowly, flip your dog. Landing the left foot back behind the right. Maybe you can turn both knee. So earlier I don't show that. This one you have another way to walk and go deeper into the back bend. Maybe your left hand can reach down and meet into the right hand. Hang out here. Maybe you lift your palm and come fully into the back bend. Release. Turn your right hand as is earlier. Very gently lift your left hand. Turn. You can lift up to three-legged dog and you choose, or you come down in chaturanga. Shift the high plank, lower push-up. This time I slide all the way back and lie down to the belly this time. Okay. Press the belly down. Untuck the toe. Point the toe back toward the mat. You can feel like 10 toenail breaths down. And come to the reading posture or spring pose. You can stay here. Roll the shoulder back, jet lift. And from here, go ahead and release side by side. This way really help into your hip and onto your lower back release. Sometimes we have a lower back so painful. This really helps. And very gently, when your back comfortable, relax right here and switch hip side by side. Now, reach your hand, turn your hand toward the edge of the mat. You can stay here or press with the 10 fingers. Press up over the elbow and bring the chest forward. And you want more, and you feel comfortable, press onto the pelvic floor, pelvic bone, and straighten your arm. Breathe. Your feet can be relaxed here. You don't have to be tucked together a certain way. As long as your lower back feel good. Then feel more breath here. You can go up and down if you can feel that, a little bit back and forth. So that way the fascia get open. Then welcome to do so. Otherwise, you can stay. One more full breath. And very gently turn your elbow toward each other and come down. And let's do about 5 breaths here on the forearm plank before we closing the practice. So press and lift up. The shoulder above the elbows, press the forearm, and the ground just reaching forward. And stay here. One more breath. Inhale and exhale. And go ahead and turn your right hand toward the left side. And you can bring the big toe together, touch, heel touch, and lean to one side. And you lift your left hand up, gazing down, or you look up. And then bring the left hand down, come to forearm. And left hand toward the right hand, press to the right elbows, and then turn 10 toe to the right, and lift your right arm up. Hip, they lift at the options, and repair. From here, come to forearm one more time. So then you can bring your right hand, press to the right elbows, right forearm, and hold it here. Lifting up. Now, bend to the left elbows, bend left knee and tap. Hold, and over. Hold. Maybe you're looking up, step forward, and extend your arm low into the hip, like almost lizard. But you feel really this hip open. And very gently step back and hold. Now we will side. Hold, lift up. Left, right elbow, right knee, and over, and tap. Now, look to the right side. Turn, pivot, slowly, right foot over, and reach your hand forward. Lift your hip up, turn, and come back, side plank. Lift your hand however you feel. And come to high plank. Downward facing dog. And then go ahead and come down with the knee, shin, and prepare for headstand. You can go into tripod headstand, or you can do sirsasana like a headstand. So inversions. So normally I would show to, if you practice at home, you can turn to the wall. In case you're falling back, then come close to the wall, okay? So let me turn to the wall first and see there how we measure at home practice. So not too close that you're not gonna be, as long as like about one hand like one forearm measure in glue with your hand and fingers. You can press in here, press down, and you can come toward the shin, almost like child pose. But here you don't have to be like, if you're falling back, your leg to the wall. Then hug opposite elbows and hold it here. Then you release your hand, interlace the fingers, tuck the pinky under, and then send your forehead. Now, if you want a forehead, you're wondering where my head gonna go. So one, you can wrap around your forehead and you slide, and you can feel right here as you pass, as long as you can pass of the ground in your head, okay? Same as, remember, elbow don't spread out. You wanna squeeze the elbow in and come down. So then remember, measure again, make sure, and then hold it here. If you can feel your hand off the mat, I do a lot of practice without the mat because you don't have to have the mat. But with the mat, it's just a cushion for not hurting your joint or elbows. So that we can go that and go in here. But in here, go back total under first. Squeeze the elbow in and lift up. Now you pike up. Don't jump, don't jump. You can hold, walk, and you stay here. That's it. Hold here or bend to the knee. If too much for you, just stay. Okay? You don't have to lift at all. If you feel comfortable, bring the shoulder away from the ear first. Shoulder together. Too much. Press it away. Now straight leg. If it's one leg up, come to the up, and then you can feel that the wall behind you and you're not falling, right? So now you can press your forearm and lift your head up into the dolphin. Okay? That option one. Then you can stay one leg or bring toe, 1, 2, and you can hold it here. Or you let your head down and you come down one at a time. And when you come down, knee down, keep the head low and stay here for like 4 or 5 breaths or 3 breaths, whatever you can need to stay longer and you're resting here. Okay? Now we show without the wall. You can walk away from the wall a bit further, at home practice further, but here I will do without the wall. I'm going to stay right here, and then again, measure, and then slap your finger together, and then I tuck my pinky down, slide my hand, squeeze the elbow together, and I feel, yes, I can feel comfortable right here, and the shoulder away from the ear. Then walk toe, press into forearm, and gently pike, hug the thigh to the chest, and then lift up. You can stay here, slowly to piking up. You can stay here, it's okay, and just breathe. You can practice for 10 breaths to 5 minutes. Maybe you chose to close your eye. Option, you can play around with your leg where you are still in version. You open, knee in, out, tap, tap, tap. You can play around with it however you feel. And then go back up. And when you release, same way you get in. You can stay here as long as you wish. I will send the hip back, press the forearm, pike down. And keep the head low, relax, and just breathe here. You can stay here if you wish, and I will take you straight to closing the practice. And then Shavasana. Release the hand. Rise up. Lean to one side. And then bring my foot over. At middle of the mat, press the feet down. Bend to the knee and stay here for a moment. Prepare for bridge pose. Keep the feet at the hip width, maybe a little wider. Is everyone different? If you're tall, then you might need to go like, I need to wider, then go ahead, right? It's your practice. Walk your hand back, draw the navel in, lie all the way down toward the mat. And just breathe. You adjust your hair, however you can feel like it, just resting here for a moment. When your knee bend, your lower back down. So really lower back can be stay down on the floor. And you're resting here. If you're quite enough, then open your arm and you're resting here. Let go into the bridge only one time, and then we do hip and closing and Savasana. You adjust your hip, you adjust your heel, set into the before we will have the bridge. We're gonna wrap the bridge here to make sure the foundation, shoulder down, and the back of your head very gently to down. Your palm facing down, and breath down. Press to your feet, and breathe. On the next inhale, press to your feet, press your hand, shoulder, and lift the hip up. Go slowly. Imagination, you want to bring the knee away the chest, and the chest away the knee. And keep going with that. You chose to stay here. And if you have the space right here, then interlace the finger at your lower back. And maybe you walk your shoulder toward each other. And you open shoulder a little bit more. Maybe your palm down there. However you can feel. Back to the elbows. And breathe. And slowly release your hand first. And slowly come down. Low in the hip. Adjust your feet however you can turn side by side. Separate the feet. Bring the feet like a mat width. Release its hip. And again, one more time. Eye needles or reline pigeons. So this is a hip open. So you can feel really helping your hip right now with your body warm. So right ankle over to the left thigh, left knee, and flex the right toes. You can stay here. Options. Option 2, make sure the shoulder resting, not your back of your head, just right there, not the back of your neck. So rotating your neck, okay? And then lift the left heel off and bring the left knee toward the chest. You can stay here. Option 2, you want a little bit more passive and thread your hand behind your left thigh and wrap around here. If you want active, then do not use your hand, but let your body really draw it in. Option 2 right here, you can extend your left leg and walk your hand holding on and hold, flex the right toe and hold it here. If you want more, then you bring your left thigh closer. This is really passive. Now that the passive right here, if you release your hand, they can feel how much our hip really, you see how much I pull it back. So take your time and you chose what and how you like your practice to be. And very gently left knee bend. And we switch immediately to the other side. Flex the left toe and breathe. Make sure your lower back comfortable, then you can stay here. Continue, draw the left knee away from the hip, okay? So knee away from the hip, and then draw the right knee into the chest. So you can feel really right here, the yin and yang right here, to find the balance. Breathe. You can do the same on the right side. By walk, your hand, hold on to, bring closer to your chest maybe point a toe. If you point a toe different, then flex your toes. It's to have a different work onto your body. And listen to your body, how you liked it. Otherwise, I do not want to pass it, then I just release my hand and then flex the toe. And very gently, right knee bend. And this time I release. And keep the knee above the hip. Now, if your lower back comfortable, then you go ahead and extend your leg down. If your lower back uncomfortable, like you can feel lower back pain, however, normally at lower back, neutral on the spine. We have a little bit space right here. You don't have to press down at all. When you're pressing down, you can see how much my pelvis can tilt it and really much you tuck the tailbone. You don't want to tuck the tailbone, so you want to relax a little. Tuck tailbone is not wrong or right or something wrong or bad. It's just how you're working on and what you're working on. So this time you want to relax completely. Your knee can be bent or your leg straight. One more breath. So spinal twist. From here, press the lower back down, lift the left heel, right heel off, both knee off, both heel off. And you can stay here for a moment. Then if you feel comfortable, you can straighten your both leg, but not over pressing your knee back at all. Just feel like you very gently onto your knee and your leg. Feel relaxed here. Imagination there's a wall that you really want to rest your heel onto the walls. So that way, resting here. Open your arm, bend to the elbow, press the upper arm, and then maybe you bring the toe touch. Keep the knee neutral. And very gently shift it both feet to the left as you are gazing to the right. But not all the way down. Let's do two more. Both feet to the left. And then look to the right. The last one. You can going down very slow. And the time you can be bent to your knee. Up your neck. And stay here. Okay, maybe get 3 breaths here. And then you're going to sit on the side. And then slowly keep your neck straight or jump down the middle, flat into the upper arm. And then very gently bring the both leg, feet back to center. And repair the other side. Press to the upper arm. Gaze in the left and both heel, both feet toward the right side. So then let me adjust into the, I'm going to go to the right. Lift up. Go to the right. You can breath to the upper arm. And lift up. Last one, lying down. And maybe you bend your knee. And look into the left side. You don't have to breath the knee in at all. You can keep the knee apart. Imagination that the block between your thigh. Then you can rest in here. Couple more breath also. And very gently release your right hand. Bring your leg all the way back up to center. You can stay here for resting. Blocks. You can use the blocks and at your lower back, okay? So you don't have to be like, keep the knee bend, and then you can lean back, hold your hand onto the block. Lift, making sure your pelvis on top, Walk your hands slowly until your chest can lie down onto, like upper back, lie down to the mat. And then your chest stay more lifted, your hand open wide. Like earlier, I was explained when we sit back, really want to open the front chest. Then you walk your feet very slowly, squeeze the knee together or not, lift up. Then you keep your leg neutral right here. Flex the toe, circle the ankle, and then clockwise. And your back will thank you to you. And from here, you can stay as long as you wish. Be bent to the knee a little and lift up. If you are a runner, golf, tennis, a lower back really is like, a lot of bend into the knee, a lot of swinging and twisting. Resting posture right here really help into your lower back. And your lower back will thank you to you. You can stay here, maybe 5 more breaths. When I'm talking about one full breath, meaning that inhale and exhale is 1. You can count your inhale as 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you exhale 4 count. 4, 3, 2, 1. Or you want the breath attention, you can do inhale like 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you exhale for 6 or 7. And go ahead 7, exhale very slow. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And keep going with that. Few more breaths. You can bend your knee. Leg straight. Continue with that, what you do, and I can turn around and show you on the wall. If you have practice at home, then you can come to the wall, and then I will do the hip not all the way to the wall. So I want to say, I will turn this way, so I don't want to be pressed into the speakers right here with the microphone. So you can go this way, lean to one side, and then you bring your leg up. Going very slowly, and then you roll to one side slowly. Your hip don't have to go on the wall again. Like I said, the hip to the wall, a lot more challenge into it. You can scoop and bring the heel up to the wall. This one's a release on your lower back. Pretty much rewarding. You can stay here for take a nap. You can bend to the knee a little, or the shin parallel to the floor. You can rest here. If you like more into the hip, you can bring the sole of the feet together. Open your knee to the side, and you're resting here. Then feel free, if you're at home, practice, and you don't have to get out at all. If you feel comfortable, and let me know. You can contact me, and I will put the information at the link below. And right here, you can stay long as you wish, and I will come out. And this Savasana is very important, that you can wish to stay long. On the most yoga practice, Shavasana is the most important, not how you do a deeper inversion or anything you do. You can change and modify the posture into the yoga practice as long as you feel good, and then you want to come back, do for more. As you want to stay Savasana about 10 minutes or so. So my name is Amy, and thank you so much for you watching, and I hope you enjoyed the class for today. Namaste.
Face. New eyes that look at the world in new ways. New eyes make contact, blue, green, and gray. New eyes I realized I never knew. When you realize feelings you trapped inside of you. New eyes that see the respect you earn. New eyes that shape by the lessons you learn. New eyes attract new guys and new games. And tonight those eyes will be filled with new gazes. New eyes that filled first minute you saw world through new lashes, no chains involved. New eyes insist you're taken serious. New eyes filled with confidence and trust. New life written with the passage of time. New eyes that gleam with color that won't die. Who knew I'd see such beauty and love through eyes that combine perfection and flaws?
I may not be what you think, the standard beauty, but I love my face, my eyes, and body.
Those eyes were once made middle school jokes. Those eyes are stories of our kinfolk. Those eyes are dark but glow in sunlight. Our people been hurt but still we gon' fight. Those eyes contain 5,000 years of pride. Those eyes saw dying stars in old skies. Those eyes are shy but those eyes are kind. Those eyes are so wise, those eyes are like mine. Those eyes speak of turning the other cheek. Those eyes turn down so they couldn't see you weak. They tease you because those eyes are too thin, synonymous with cheap or prostitute skin. Those eyes are me, those eyes are family. Those eyes are ID of your identity. Those eyes are not weak, those eyes are not wrong. Those eyes are holy, those eyes are from God.
I may not be what you think, the standard beauty, but I love my face, my eyes, and body.
What's the price of confidence? What it costs to be happy in your own skin? Not my place to question, but do you see a stranger when the mirror is reflecting? You said I'd never understand the pressure from magazine covers, Asian mothers and men. With a tan bleach to blonde, we remix our colors like we cover pop songs in a bottle. How we battle all the barriers, right? Some drink, some color their hair every night. Some try to stand out, some try to act white. Found music, but I never been the stereotype. New eyes break old lies. New skin needs new wine. New highs and new vibes come through with new life, second coming like Christ. You told me that therapy taught you so much about our parents. We got a chance to reset the path of us. A generation bring the future to the past.
I may not be what you think,